Hey man, how you doing? In this video I'm gonna go into the live markets. It is currently 9:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means the session of New York Stock Exchange will open in 5 minutes, so I gotta be very fast with this one. Okay, I'm gonna essentially go into the live markets, take a trade if I find one, and obviously I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it so you can do it as well. But enough talking, let's not waste any time. Let's get it straight into the markets. Let's go. All right, so essentially, hold on, session opened just a minute ago, but I'm mainly just going to mark this out right now. 9:30 right there. You guys didn't know, session opens at 9:30, of course. But we've got now, ever since session opened, we've got one low got taken, a second low is about to be taken. Why do I mark this out? Because it's like liquidity. Liquidity is something it's something that can, cause the market to reverse. Okay, now we're going down. If it takes this, it may want to reverse. Also took this, may want to reverse. But obviously, we're not going to buy it because we need to see that market shift. But if, let's say, this would just continue through, go to the downside and ignore these lows, I would have to sell the markets because we have to follow the trend at that case. But these are the most lowest lows in this consolidation zone. As you can see, yesterday we had, since Monday, we've been kind of in this higher time frame zone, consolidated a little bit, meaning that sideways movement. So I gotta be very cautious about that, okay? But we're about to exit this zone, which is nice. But yeah, for me to sell the markets now that we took out more liquidity, we literally took out the most lowest lows now, which has a lot of liquidity. For me to buy, I would need to see that trend movement to the upside, that market shift, right? And for me to sell, I would want to see, well, now we closed once before that, once to the downside, but I would want to see at least some continuation like this. This is a low, lower high, lower low. Lower low. If we create that lower high and lower low, close below that, I could potentially sell the markets after that. But if I want to be very cautious, I could wait for 2 closures just to be sure that it's going to actually continue. Because what else do we have? We have these lows, but this is way down there. So it's actually, I would want to see the price to reverse and get that MSS, but if not, what we gotta do is follow the market to the downside, right? That's the key. But this is a 4-hour time frame low, which is nothing. It's not a small liquidity, of course. This is a 4-hour time frame order block right here, which is this last down candle after this closure. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait for this. If we want to sell, I'm going to wait for the closure, right? All right, so we now got this one low. So as you can see, what was I talking about? This is a low, lower high, low, lower high now. Technically this is the lower high, but since this is the up candle that confirms this low, this is the lower high right now. Because if this down candle now closes below that, I could potentially sell the markets. But if actually we want to create a high and then close above the second time, that's an MSS, and I would buy the markets. But let's just wait patiently. That's the key to trading success, by the way, if you guys didn't know. Patience, okay? Follow the plan, execute when the plan says to do so, okay? But yeah. All right, would you look at this? Would you look at that? I meant to say. This is interesting because we actually create this high, like I said, we create this high. We're about to close above it. If this green candle now, hold on, let me actually look closely. Looks like we actually did close once. Yeah, we broke structure once. Now if we see that new closure, now we have got a higher high, right? We got a higher high right there. If you create a new high by creating the down candle, aka that retracement, then that's gonna be our market shift if it's gonna close above that retracement. The high. Okay, the point what I'm trying to make here is that we've got this low got swept. It's liquidity. Now we create this high and we closed above it right here. But now this is our high, right? Because although we're all the way up here, if you now get a retracement, a down candle right here, this is gonna be the high. And when we close above that, that's a market shift, okay? And that's when I could potentially buy. But now we got a 5-minute fair value gap right here. I'm gonna just see if it wants to give us any kind of reaction. But if not, I actually would prefer to buy today, like I said, because we took out the 4 time frame liquidity and all of the other previous liquidities, right? These lows. There's not much below here, except the 4 time frame order block, but it's nothing compared to these liquidities, right? And also that we created all-time highs recently. What does the Nasdaq usually wants to do? Create even more all-time highs. And now this is a higher high in the daily time frame, higher high, higher low. What's going to happen? Higher high eventually. Okay, eventually. I'm not saying maybe today, maybe tomorrow, but right now this is looking pretty nice of bullish reaction. Okay, and I would want to kind of buy the markets right now. So now look at this, higher high, higher low. We got that retracement, got the high right here. If this now closes above that, I'm gonna go ahead and buy the markets right over here. I haven't entered yet, but if we do get that entry, I'm gonna enter target around 1 to 2 above this high right here. 1 to 2.2 point. Okay, this is interesting. If we close above here, I could potentially take it, but then the reshort ratio is gonna shatter a little bit. So I would want it to kind of close over here. Okay, it's closed. That's the market shift. We just got a market shift, but I would want to enter right here to get that better reshort ratio right here. 1.77, and I'm gonna target this high. Hold on. Wait. All right. I just bought the markets on Nasdaq. I'm looking for the price to go up. We got this nice market shift. Now we're in this order block right here. Because this stop loss is kind of tight, and we got this fair value gap, I'm gonna push it a little bit down at 1 to 2, 1.99. Okay, whatever. But yeah, because we got this fair value gap, I forgot to mention. So it's kind of there. I didn't risk too crazy because we're in the middle of this 5-minute fair value gap. Usually I risk a little bit more, but this time I risk a little bit less because, like I said, we're inside this 5-minute fair value gap, and we did close on the 5-minute below this liquidity. So yeah, these are these minor things that we also gotta keep in mind when we're trading. Okay, we gotta always risk accordingly to what's going on in the markets right now. Okay, if there wouldn't be this fair value gap and the 5-minute would have closed below this low, I could have risked even more. Okay, but always adjust that risk. You can even adjust the time frame you're entering on. If during summer sessions, I'm gonna give you guys an example. During summer, I like to enter usually maybe from a little bit higher time frame, maybe 5 minutes instead of 1, because there will be a slower price action. Okay, and also December depends on the day. Okay, if it's a very slow day, I can even skip the day. But it's like if the movement is there but it's slow, I can enter from a higher time frame. You get what I'm saying? Don't change the strategy. Adjust it. Adjust the strategy. Adjust the risking, but don't change it. I mean, it's technically changing, but not like permanently. Okay, you don't change the building blocks. You don't twist it too much. You just adjust. Let me see what the reshort ratio would be here. I'm gonna target this side right here. Hey, I don't know if you guys can hear this music. Swoop. Let's get this party going, man. Guys, I've actually seriously, guys, I'm not even kidding. I've seriously considered this. I don't think my neighbors would like this, but I really considered this, of like me buying a DJ deck with crazy blasters in it, like crazy speakers next to it, get that 3D audio, and me trading like in scenarios like this. I'm waiting for the setup to finish, do whatever it wants. In the meantime, I'm blasting that DJ deck like this. Like that. I like that idea. I like that idea, man. And if I lose the trade, I'm like, I put some sad music. Hello, darkness, my old friend. You guys get the idea. Like, I could be the DJ trader, man. DJ trader. Okay. Hey, I'm out. I exited around here, right there. 1.76. Okay, the goal was 1.77 at one point. Okay, there we go. Usually I like to exit around peep or two away, but I like that, man. I like that. Okay. Oh, and by the way, this is the one fact that you didn't probably know about me. I'm not the biggest fan of stops to break even areas, like moving stops to break even mid trade. I mean, look at this. We have to understand how does the trend work. This is now an uptrend because we got that market shift after liquidity. This is a high, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. What does the trend do in the trend? What does the price do in the trend? It retraces. It creates those higher lows, right? That higher low could stop me out at a stop to break even. Most people probably would have done that. But no, I'm not the biggest fan of that because the trend does that. Okay, the trend goes back and continues its direction until there's enough liquidity, and then it will create the MSS if it wants to. Okay, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of stops to break even. But regardless, let me show you exactly how did I do this so you can do it as well. Well, I mean, pretty much you guys saw that, but there was the liquidity, and I didn't feel, I mean, I could have potentially sold the markets if we would have gotten more closures, maybe this closure, but we didn't want to do that. It actually wanted to respect the liquidity by creating the MSS. And also there wasn't much liquidity anymore, so obviously that's kind of obvious that it may want to reverse then, because that's what the price wants to do. That's what the market wants to do. Take out liquidity, exit people out from the market, bang, switch the direction. Exit people out from the market, bam, reverse, okay? But took out liquidity, we create this high, we close once, then we create a new high right here because this retracement, and then we close again. Could have entered right here, but the reshort ratio wasn't good, so I waited for the price to retrace to this area, and I entered right there, and I targeted this high. I mean, I exit around here because, you know, people way here and there, it doesn't really matter. Maybe I missed $50. It's okay. But let me show you the P&L, by the way. Whew, look at that beauty. $3,616. Well, net P&L. So what did I actually make after the fees and etc.? $3,572.80. I'm gonna take that for sure. 3,000, almost, yeah, 3,500. I'm gonna take that. And how did I do it? Market shift, 11 and no winning streak. Whew. And how do I get in these winning streaks? It's simple. Follow the plan. Don't trade on shit price action like yesterday. Yesterday, the price was moving okay in the beginning, died midway. But I really hope you learned from this one. If you did enjoy and learned, make sure to hit that sub and like button. All right. As usual, I will see you on the other side. Peace out. Oh, I didn't press the. Oh, there we go.